Hey everybody, my geology queens, how are you guys? Please forgive my hair. Like, I just don't know what's going on with it lately, but it really kind of just wants to do what it wants to do. Like, it doesn't want to really cooperate with me. So, one thing about having curly/wavy hair is it's not gonna, I don't know. It does what it wants to do. So I'm just kind of trying to, I just got out the tub, but it just won't work right now. Anyways, I wanted to make another video towards Hispanic Heritage Month. You guys, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I expected to be able to do more videos in this whole month, even though the month is still young. Hispanic Heritage Month is about to end in about another 10 days, or not even 10. But anyways, I've been trying to kind of work on the videos, but I've been busy. I recently got another job, so I have two jobs now. I've also been working with a certain company and everything to get everything together for my future career. So I've also been digging into my great grandfather on my father's side, on my father's father's side. So we will definitely get into that more soon because I have information I've received. I've been working with certain libraries and historical places, so we're gonna work with that. But what I wanted to talk about was kind of another Hispanic Heritage Month video, and I wanted to talk about how I've kind of felt more connected to my Hispanic side, hearing stories from other Hispanic people. So, like for example, I don't know if you guys follow this page. It's a good page to follow, but on YouTube there's a Hispanic page called Pedo Like, and pedo means butt in Spanish, and it's like butt like. So, you learn more about like certain things in the Hispanic community, whether it's colorism, whether it's just cultural things, whether it's about their journey as being Hispanic, growing up in a Hispanic household, or just things that Hispanics do. There's just a lot, and it's really informative and it's really nice. So there was one video one girl made, and I can't remember fully what it was, what her name is, but she talked about how, growing up in a Hispanic household, she really didn't learn Spanish the way she wanted. Like she couldn't speak it the way she wanted to, even though she grew up in a house that people spoke it and everything like that. Like she hardly knew it. So now she's finally picking back up on her Spanish. And being Hispanic myself, I can really relate to that because, I was adopted. I wasn't brought up at all by my biological family. So, I just started learning Spanish again myself as well. Even though I learned it like when I was in middle school and high school. I it just I was good at it, but I never used it, so I lost it. And I had no reason to use it because every time I used it, I would get told, "Oh, well, I don't know why you're trying to use that. Nobody speaks that," which is crazy because in America, a lot of people actually do speak Spanish. They do really do, but unless you're in a place in America that is really where Spanish is actually required, you're not really going to use it. For example, I'm originally from Texas. If you go to Texas, you're going to be using Spanish. You're going to be using Spanish. I'm just telling you right now. So, in a place like North Carolina or North Carolina or South Carolina or something, you're not really going to be using Spanish. If you go up to New York, you'll probably use Spanish because, you got a lot of Hispanics up there. But in places like New York, Texas, maybe California, something like that, you'll use Spanish. Uh, but in places where it's not really common to use it, you're not going to use it. But I really related to that because, um, I could, it kind of made me feel more at home with other Hispanic people because you would think that somebody who grew up in a Hispanic household and is Hispanic would know Spanish like that, but they don't. So not everybody really picks up on it or cares about the language. So you hear a lot about that actually, and it's not just Hispanic households. You hear a lot about that in um, Asian households where Filipinos or Japanese or Chinese people will grow up in that culture because that's their culture, but they won't speak the language. I met a lot of Chinese I had a lot of Chinese friends in college that only spoke a little bit of Chinese. They didn't speak all of it. They spoke more English than Chinese, and they took Chinese class to get better at that. I met a couple Filipino friends, one Filipino friend who only knew a little bit of Filipino. I had a couple Pacific Islander friends who only knew so much Chamorro. Um, Other than Asian countries, all my South Asian friends spoke Hindi or Malati or Bengali. They all knew their language. Um, all of my African friends really spoke English. I only met one girl who was from Cameroon, and I can't remember her name, but we were really good friends. We still are, but they speak French over there, and she speaks French. Um, but she never spoke it to me. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. She did speak it to me before. But I mean, she didn't really forget her language. Like, she grew up in that, so she spoke that. So I mean, those are just some examples. But other than that, I just feel like for once in my life at that moment, I felt like I wasn't alone in being Hispanic, and I actually could relate to somebody in that. I'm not Hispanic because I don't speak Spanish as well as other people. I'm still learning and I'm trying to pick up on it, but that doesn't make me any less Hispanic than somebody else. And I think that was just really refreshing and eye-opening. And that's just what I wanted to share on this video. And I will be making more videos, I promise. I promise. I'm going to try to get as much content out there right now as I can before I have to get busy again. So bye, guys. It was great talking to you guys again. And stay up on your family. Bye, guys.